The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Juice. Banking for better sound today. I've used a Peppercard HGPN to get a $25 deposit bonus. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Monday morning, May 26th, around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Roast up to Sky Show. Once again, John Batten and Rosenberg together. We're going to break down the props here for the Monday MLB card. It's a holiday, so definitely a special episode, but of course, same as usual. Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
Good. As I say to everybody, don't have kids because my kids have woken up this morning and decided to ruin everyone's Memorial Day.
Okay. I'd ask for details, but that sounds like that could be...
It's just my daughter, like, waking up being like, I'm going to the pool. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then, like, putting on a bathing suit that doesn't fit and being a pain in the butt. So.
Okay.
Anyway. So, yeah, it is. So, but it's fine because we've been cooking. I've been so-so on the show, but good overall. You've been good on the show. Good overall. So... yeah, let's sweep a couple plays today so that I don't keep having these 1 and 2s, 2 and 2s, and people start questioning whether or not I'm buying plays off of you.
Yeah, I do think last episode I went an impressive 1-1-1, so I basically just broke completely even, but we take, I guess. So either way, point has been a run for us lately. We'll try to keep rolling here on Monday. But, of course, before we get into any of the actual plays that we have for the Monday card, a reminder that we do have a great promo right now because the SGP guys are going to be ripping packs live on air next Monday night. They'll be breaking a case of Panini Prisms with dabs, and you can get 10% off your favorite team with regard to HGPN. So go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break to get in on the action. You a big card guy when it comes to like...
I'm not, but the episode where they brought it's DAP Sports, right?
I think so. To be honest, I never heard of them, but
it's a really good episode of the main podcast. It's actually like I'm not into cards, but it got me into cards. Like, I mean, I would get into cards if I was, like a fucking dork. But yeah, like it seems cool, and he kind of went through how you do it all. I'm not into cards. I was into Magic when I was 13. And then when I was 30, I grew a beard, and
is that like Magic, or you mean like Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. Yeah.
I was gonna say
also Magic. I think,
yeah.
Too.
You mean
so
like
it all works.
You mean like the Family Guy Jesus trick?
Yeah. We actually we used to throw parties in college and hire a magician to go around and do tricks, and it was pretty awesome.
That's money well spent right there. I know I used to collect cards, but that was mostly with my dad just as a bonding thing. Even though I would just try to rip open the packs, then he would be the one that puts in the binder. So he did like all the work, and I just sat there basically, even though it was my idea. So I just forced my dad to organize all my stuff basically. That's how that went. But
amazing.
Yeah, that used to be us bonding, but I never actually tried to make any money from the cards. We just did it for more of an entertainment aspect. But that was back when I was like 10. I don't think I've tried to collect cards since. I did the virtual card thing for
prop squat. What is it? A Top Shot?
Yeah, I made about 800, and then I took all my money out because I thought it was a Ponzi scheme, and I just immediately
turned out it was.
Yeah, I pocketed the money.
Actually, really, it didn't turn out it was a Ponzi scheme. It just turned out that like the supply demand curve was way off.
Well, I immediately thought when it happened, why are people paying for virtual cards? This whole thing is stupid. And then I thought to myself, wait a second, if I request my money as soon as possible, then I'll get paid. Believe it or not, some people made money with Bernie Madoff. When you think about it, you just had to not be last to ask for your money. So I got $800 from the virtual card thing, took my money and ran. And a lot of other people lost their money. So I guess I got out on top. So that's my close experience to cards over the last couple of years was the virtual Top Shot stuff. So there you go. There was another one for NFL too, but I only made money in the NBA one. But anyway, that was my entire experience with the virtual card world. You have any experience with that?
The virtual card world? Just that
did you have a nice collection of like 5 apes that depreciated in value by like 900%?
I do that stuff because like I just thought it was all stupid.
And the whole thing was dumb. Yeah.
Honestly, like here's my my joke is about NFT apes, and I'm fine being quoted on this. Having an NFT ape is like just basically, look, I get it, you're rich, but like back in my day, you know that I'm like 15 years older than you. Mm-hmm. But back in my day, when you were rich, you just did cocaine. So I don't understand. Like, I just feel like just do that. like versus buy a picture of an ape.
Unfortunately, I heard rumors that the quality of said drug has gotten
Did go down. Yeah. So during the set, maybe they're correlated. So.
there. Who knows? But either way, a point is, if you want to check out some card stuff, check out the SGPN network, because I know we're doing a bunch of card opening stuff as well. Anyway, time to move on to the actual props here for the Monday MLB card. Reminder, we do have some day games, so keep an eye out for that. You have a couple games starting early, but I'll ask you, Adam, what's going to be your first prop for this Memorial Day?
I want to first comment. One, shout out to Slimmer for credit. You can hear my kids crying in the background, by the way. Shout out to Slimmer. Austin, you mentioned John clearly just heard my cocaine comment. Austin, would you rather have a house or an NFT ape? It's funny you say that, because so the day that I got laid off on March 2020, and I just used all my severance and bought crypto because I was like, whatever. And then I sold it the day of January 6th, because that was at that point when it was really, really high, and I turned it into a down payment on my house. Nice. So, because basically instability in government is very, very good for crypto. Anyway, that is what I got for y'all. But my first play that I'm going to do, I see Andrew Heaney being mentioned in the comments. Austin again saying he's on the over 1.5 walks. I almost got there. Doing something a little similar. I'm actually doing the under 5.5 hits allowed at plus 115. So he's got more than 2 walks a game in 8 straight. He's actually a lot better though than he's been on the road. And Arizona's just I like your play. I think I just took the plus money version of it, because he's effectively going to have 7 base runners and 2 of them will be walks. He's only gone over the 5. He's only given up 6 hits. I think despite everything, he's only given up once this year. And it was against San Diego, first week of May. So Andrew Heaney under 5.5. A team stinks. Arizona's really not hitting right now. Maybe they change things around when they go back home, but
what if they lost again 5 in a row? Something they've been really bad lately.
And they're just not hitting. They just look terrible. For those who've also followed, I'll try to find it if the market comes up, but I've been dropping it grounded into double play bets, which is just next level degen. So anyway, back to I'll drop more of it. I have one. Pirates are a good team to do for that, but give me Andrew Heaney, future Cub, under 5.5 hits allowed, plus 115.
Okay, starting off with some plus money. For my first prop, I'm going to go with my own version of plus money. I'm going to go with a walks prop. I'm going to go with the under for a batter, actually. Give me Lars Nootbaar. I'm going to take his under half a walk at plus 110. He has not had a walk in 8 of his last 9 games. Now Morton is pitching for the Orioles, who stinks. However, his walks have actually not been as bad as you might think recently. And the reason is because he's getting shelled, giving up actual hits. But the point is, I do think his walks are not as, I'd say, common as you might think, even though, of course, his usage has kind of gone down. But they sent down Kyle Gibson, or they got rid of him, I mean.
They got rid of him. Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
They had to fill the void with another crappy pitcher. So either way, point is that you're looking at Lars Nootbaar, who has not walked in 8 of the last 9 games. Plus 110 to not have a walk again, I think it's a good deal. I understand the argument is, well, Morton can be a bit wild. You're right. He also leaves a lot of pitches over the heart of the plate. Yeah, so I do think that Nootbaar can potentially go after him. But plus 110 for a guy that's just not actively walking, and Morton's walks have been actually okay recently, I think that's not bad. He's also, worth mentioning, had 0 walks in 5 plate appearances against Morton in his career. Give me Lars Nootbaar under half a walk at plus 110 as my first play. So I'll ask you what your thoughts are on that, because it's plus money and Nootbaar never walks. Or he hasn't walked recently.
I would imagine they're probably Benedict Dantold, who is a noted and respected resident of Maryland, has Moreland pitched well out of the bullpen lately. I wonder if they do an opener.
They could.
They probably will. If I'm them, I will. I do. Did Aiken pitch yesterday? Let's see. Here's
I want to say that he did, but I'm not sure.
Let's see.
I believe he pitched over.
Let's see. You're breaking up a little bit, audio wise, by the way. He pitched back-to-back days. So they won't go with an opener. All right. So that makes me like it even more. Well, he's gone. There you go. Actually, they're not going to do an opener. They can't because Aiken went 2 straight days. So they're going to probably. I like this a lot because I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to leave too many balls over the plate that are going to get hit.
Yeah, pretty much. That was my logic. It was plus money. So yeah, that's kind of how I looked at it. So that's my first prop on the card. Adam, I'll ask you though for your second prop. What else do you like for the props on Monday? You'll
have to forgive me. I'm refreshing the Giants-Tigers game because I want the total grounded into double plays allowed. Okay.
Every time I have an alleged audio issue, I just immediately ditch you and just refresh my actual whatever. So there you go.
That's fine. Second straight episode of Haters. It's like the 50th straight episode of Hater Scott. All right. My next one, I'm going to go Jacob deGrom under 1.5 earned runs. On the surface, you'd look and you'd be like, oh, wow, he's only done this in 5 out of his last 10 games. He gave up 2, like he does pitch well. But here's the thing is that Toronto's really not hitting right now. He's just, and DeGrom's been really on. They also hit to contact. He pitches it. He knows to pitch to contact on teams that don't strike out a lot. He's off his longest, the most pitches he's thrown all season, 103. It's the first time that we're seeing DeGrom at 18.5 outs. I don't think he's going to make it that far. And they tend to just kind of, work him in the right way. But if you look at how he's been at home, he's actually only given up 2 or more. He's given up more than 1 run in 1 home start this year. It was against Tampa Bay. Remember that when everyone thought Tampa Bay was good? Mm-hmm. So, give me Jacob deGrom under 1.5 earned runs at plus 105. I liked this more than the Ks because the Toronto K rates just, they're just not there for me. So, other than Dalton Varsho, there's like nobody else who's just like really like aggressively striking out.
Shout out to Dalton Varsho.
Future Met, by the way, in my opinion.
Okay. What's the case?
They need a left-handed bat that can bat for Bauer, and he's paid way too much to be batting 6th and 7th.
Also pretty good. Is he fielding well this season? I think so, right?
He always fields really well. But the thing is, they don't need him. They got a lot of young guys they can move into that. They don't need him. He's way overpaid. The Mets badly need so the Mets options that they have for in the outfield are what? Because Beatty plays both. Marte, who's not been good. And they could really use a left-handed bat here in that middle of that lineup. And it feels like a better move for the Mets for them to do that. Dump Marte, send Beatty back down.
Beatty's been good lately somehow.
Has he?
I actually think he has.
He had a home run the other day. I didn't say that.
Yeah, Slugging's been good, even though I think he's a quadruple A player.
I think he's a terrible player.
I think he's too good for AAA, too bad to be a consistent MLB guy.
So he's like Pedro Serrano, except white and skinny. So, anyway, point is here, Varsho.
That's an interesting comp, by the way.
I think Varsho is a future Met, and I like Jacob deGrom under 1.5 earned runs.
Yeah, so before I get into any of the other props that I have for the card, a reminder, they do have a sponsorship with Edge Boost, because first they're banking out for bettors. They're ensuring that all your gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, and unbalanced cash rewards as well. 100% approval. Running deposits on today. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. When you deposit $100, EdgeBoost deposit. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy because they have a new promo going on, which is the extender bonus. They're going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus, and when you hop in game 1, the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Also, a reminder, when you sign up for your new account, use the promo code MLB SGPN. Get a special pick any first time deposit offer up to 1K bonus cash on Fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple props on the Monday card. Time to move on into my second prop for the card. Going to go to a singles prop. I've been really good with this market. I'm going to go back to it. Give me Austin Hayes to record a single in this game at minus 105. He's had at least one single in 8 of his last 10 games. Lorenzen's also not afraid of pitching to contact. He's allowed 7 hits in 3 of his last 4 starts. Lorenzen's been battling all season, gives up a decent amount of contact, and it feels like Hayes right now is swinging the bat pretty well. He was solid to start the season, got injured, took a little bit of time to get going again, but he's been really good lately. And the fact is he's had a single in 8 of his last 10. It's minus 105. for a pretty solid contact guy, at least based on how he's been performing this season. I don't think people realize how good he's been this season. Hayes has been really good, and the singles have been there, and Lorenzen gives up contacts. Give me Austin Hayes single at -105, trying to keep the singles luck alive.
Like it. Austin Hayes had like a really bad kidney issue last year. I liked him 2 years ago on the O's too. I like him. I like Austin Hayes. What are we looking at? Let me just see. You want him to get a single? Who they going against?
-105. He's against Lorenzen.
That's the right play to do it because he's going to do that or he's going to walk.
Yep. So
Lorenzen's really good ground ball, really good ground ball pitcher. So yeah.
So there you go. I've been doing well in the singles props. Going to try to keep it going here today. Anyway, I'll ask you, what is your third and final prop for the Monday card?
All right. So my final one is going to be Gavin Williams, 7 Ks at +134. There's a little bit of art, a little bit of science on this. First of all, Gavin Williams' K stuff's been awesome. His length is not awesome because he does not go usually more than 5 or 6. But he's got 8 different pitches, and so he's just a matchup nightmare, and he's been great. The Dodgers are off of Sunday Night Baseball. We know what happens with teams off Sunday Night Baseball. They're a little bit sluggish because of the travel. I just think that his K stuff being elite and plus money for him to have 7 Ks against the Dodgers team hasn't been playing well, hasn't been hitting well, had to travel. Give it to me. Gavin Williams.
Okay, there you go. And you said it was plus money, right?
Yeah, all my plays are plus money.
Yeah, so what was the price again for Williams?
Gavin Williams is 7K is +134. So I did like the winning unit.
There you go. Hopefully it doesn't walk too many guys, because when he doesn't walk guys, he does strike out a ton. So yeah, definitely can get behind that. For my last play, I'm going to go with an under. I'm going to go with Brandon Nimmo. I'm going to take his under half a run scored at -129. He has not scored a run in 9 straight games. The Mets have actually not been that great at home offensively, as they rank 21st in the league in runs per home game. On top of that, he's actually not scored a run in 16 of his first 21 home games this season. And you're looking at the actual numbers for Nimmo recently, besides the actual lack of runs scored. He's not been very good. Now, I am going to point out that he has been a bit banged up recently, hurt his neck, did miss the game yesterday. There is a chance he sits this game. If he does, that's fine. We'll take the void. There's also a chance he plays and gets pulled early, so that's a possibility too. Point is, though, Nimmo has done really nothing, and at home this season, he's batting about 190.
Nimmo's playing, dude. It's Memorial Day, and he was at the Capitol on January 6th.
I'm assuming he's going to play, but
he's actually probably like just going to be super amped up.
I'm throwing out the possibility he sits because he did sit Sunday Night Baseball. So I do want to point that out.
Yeah, but that's because it wasn't an America Day.
-129, though, for a guy that has been really bad at home, and he's been really bad at crossing home plate. Of course, you're wondering about the, star power. I know they've had a bit of a weird run of it lately with Alonso and with Soto. He bats after them usually. So you're looking at like Vientos and company to try to drive him in. And they have not been good either.
Vientos banged up too. I mean, I agree with this play.
So I think the price is way too cheap for a guy who has not had a run in 9 straight. -129 is just a gift to me. So I'll take that. Hauser's pitching for Chicago, who was really bad with the Mets last year. So he has some experience in Citi Field. Not good experience, but still.
He was bad on he was really bad at Citi Field. He gave up a lot of home runs at Citi Field.
He did. The wind's blowing in a little bit. So the point is, I'm hoping that he keeps in the ballpark, but he does bat after the main guys for the Mets usually. So I'm not worried about Soto, not worried about Alonso, and I think the bottom of the Mets order is not great. So I'll go with the under once again on Nimmo runs scored. I think the price is too cheap at -129, so I'll go with that as my last pick for the show. Thoughts?
Looks good. Sorry, I was distracted by this Green Book promo that we got asked about that I think, given how we've been speeding through the show, we should examine and try to find a play for people.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you.
But I'm into Nimmo. I'm into the Nimmo thing. The Mets aren't hitting right now.
No. They were better over the Dodgers series, even though they won the final game. I think it was 3-1.
They were better in like one game of that Dodgers series. They still kind of like could remember like they
scored 5 in the first 2, I think,
which was fluky because one of them was the bottom of the 8th and 9th inning. Like you can't.
They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Yeah, that's
right. And a lot of some of their stuff was against the bullpen. Like they haven't been able to get to starters. So like if someone's hitting against the bullpen, fine, that's variance. It's a dude who pitches like once every 2 days. But like these if they're not getting them against the starters, those are consistent. That's like 3 or 4 at bats. You know.
Yeah, sounds about right. But I do think, once again, it's a price that's worth taking at this number. Anyway, let's go wrap it up for the props itself. You said you want to talk about the green book for a second. You want me to just give you the floor?
There is so I'm looking at what the promo is. I'm also queuing up Rhythm for our inevitable Rhythm thing. Okay, so Moonshot Monday, you get a token. You get a home run bet that basically, if the person hits you earn bonus bets for every home run hit in the game. It's basically sounds like it's Dinger Tuesday.
Okay.
And you want a guy who's going to hit a home run in a game that has the most home runs or a lot of home runs. So the pitchers you're targeting are, is this Orioles game road or home?
You said Orioles game?
Yeah, but they don't see the Orioles game is, the problem is with Charlie Morton pitching is that, it's the Cardinals don't hit home runs. So this doesn't really help us. Let's see. This probably I'd go after this. Let's look at the totals here. I'd probably go after this. A lot of the totals are low. Probably, honestly, I'd probably look at somebody in this this Minnesota Tampa Bay game. Probably, yeah, that sounds about right. I would find somebody in that game because you have the advantage of. Yeah, I would do that game, guys, because you're gonna have better ballpark for this. So that's what I would do. What was the question? Some Sadillac Deprescalade? Right.
Yeah, he was asking about Charlie Morton outs at 14.5, and I basically
he's gone. Even when he stinks, he goes distance. Is the thing.
Yeah, except of course this
like
series,
5.
This year has been so bad that he hasn't even been close to it. But he was coming out of the bullpen; he was decent. I mean, Baltimore used a lot of bullpen guys over the weekend. The doubleheader going on, and they used a decent amount of arms yesterday. Not much length from those guys, but they did use a decent amount of relievers. It really comes down to Morton. If you think Morton is not going to get totally shelled, he's got a shot. If you think Morton stinks, then of course you're going to go with the under. So it kind of depends on how you look at it. But this season, he's not gotten there because he's been one of the worst pitchers in the entire league.
His ER, his earned run line being 1.5 is suggesting that he does not make it to the 5th.
Yeah, that's what I expected as well. So I see Benedict asking why the total is low in Chicago. Same as it always is. Massive amount of wind blowing in.
Yeah, and also the splits on the guy that everybody's fading on Colorado are much better at home or much better on the road.
And also the Rockies are hitting on the road, which is never a fun time. So that's why you have a couple of ways to get there for the under. But look, I'm not saying the under is going to get there in that game, but the wind blowing in always results in a low total in Wrigley. It's just how it's priced in. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not a Tyone guy anyway, so he might struggle against the Rockies anyway. But either way.
This promo, by the way, is out on a day that I do not think is good for home runs.
In a way, you could argue, though, that that's actually a decent thing, because if you pick the right game, you might actually not need that much to win the promo.
Yeah, no, I get it. So, like, look, according to my metrics, I can tell you that the guys with the most home runs per 9, it's that game. It's that, but what did you say the win was? By the way, again, to everybody, and I say this to Scott all the time, the only time I ever want to hear about wind in a game mattering, it's Chicago. It's the only one that mathematically matters. Okay, so it's 10 miles per hour, so it's not crazy, but it's still there. It's also 57 degrees, so it's not like there's not hitting weather. I'm just looking.
I thought about the Yankees game, but the problem is the Yankees home run bats have gone very cold besides Judge over the last couple of days. They didn't really do much in
which is really good for our Suzuki RBI leader future. Because if Judge just keeps getting solos. The Suzuki's in the RBI lead right now.
Yeah.
I don't mind that one. It's still, again, it's like kind of whatever there. That's yeah, I just don't think there's gonna be a lot of home runs today. I think I would probably, if I was gonna go with something, I would probably do this Rays game.
Okay.
Because you have a minor league park, and the Rays hit the entire series all weekend. And Paddock probably.
I'll push back a little bit. They hit well in the finale. They won with 3 runs in each of the first 2.
Well, it's a minor league ball. It's a minor league ballpark, so you know that you're getting 288 to right field.
And Lyle came back. He's been pretty good.
Yeah. So he made it. Yeah. So.
Okay. There you go. Point is, though, they have a couple of fun promos over there at the Green Book, so just keep that in mind. I mean, a lot of books have different promos, so once again, just keep in mind so you're not missing any opportunities. I know that I've seen a couple of crazy bonus bet winners from those type of promos. So keep an eye out for that. You can actually get yourself some solid bonus bets if you choose wisely. Anyway, time to move on into the best bets and the underdog entry, and of course the robot plays. But speaking of robots, though, a reminder brought to you by Rhythm, because they're the home of AFC picks and props. Are available for the playoffs, for the golf cards, for baseball, for WNBA as well. Shout out to the Rebecca Lobo Cop and the Whoopi models.
Whoopi Goldberg.
So shout out to them. But either way, not the people, the models. But a reminder, though, that you can also try to have a free for a week by using the 70 free trial. When you sign up, though, for your new account, you get 2 discount code options. You have a monthly discount and an annual discount. 25% off the monthly subscription with promo code SGPN 25, 50% off the annual subscription with promo code SGPN 50. So once again, use either of those promo codes for a nice discount. Plus, a reminder, you can get a 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RATHMN. We're also brought to you by Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Ball Giveaway, because Circa Resort Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the Ultimate Fantasy Ball experience for a 12-person league in Vegas to draft in Vegas and have a great VIP experience. You'd also get a very tremendous package, which I'll mention in a second.
My package.
Yeah, 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino for the entire 12-person league. You can also have the draft at Cabana Stadium swim with a 5K food and beverage credit. Limited transportation to and from the airport, welcome party, Legacy Club for the league. And a reminder, when you do sign up for the actual contest, you have until June 30th, so you have about a month to get in on the action. And a reminder, you do enter by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com Circa, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Whose bookie?
My bookie. Talk about the money bag.
Yes, MyBookie is the place in every sport, including the NBA playoffs. They have money bet. They have the MyBookie money bag for true degenerates. I have no idea what that means, for the record. That's why I always skip that in the ad read. No idea what that means.
A wheel of fortune.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea what that ever was, so I kept skipping in the ad read. But there we go. So keep that in mind. They have some special giveaways if you want to actually try it. But you could also use it for a ton of occasions. Use crypto for defense payouts. Easy deposit. When you sign up, though, for a new account on MyBookie.ag, use the promo code SGPN to get a special 100% deposit match up to 1K. Terms and conditions, MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the 3 props each for the Monday card. Time to move on to our best bets. We also didn't mention the robot plays that we might be going with for Rhythm. We can get back to that in a second. But I do want to ask you for your best bet first. What is your best bet for the show?
Gonna go with this Gavin Williams 7Ks.
Okay.
This is good. I'm a big Gavin Williams guy.
I mean, I'm not going to fight back when it comes to fading a team off Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah, this Dodgers also they've been K'ing a lot more. It's a really good. First of all, it's a high line for a guy that isn't a strikeout pitcher, which is sort of telling.
I think Williams actually has an underrated amount of strikeouts. The problem is his pitch count's so high, he never actually
which is why. But he could do this to close out the outs. Like I don't want his. I'm not interested in his outs. You know, I will never be interested in his outs at all. But I think that this is a better way to play it.
He's the kind of guy that will record like 15 outs on 100 pitches, but 7 of them are strikeouts, and you're like, I guess that's good enough. So that's fine.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so my best bet would be Nimmo. But the problem is, I think even though it is an American day, I'm not sure he's going to play because he's been injured. So I threw it out there for price. I am aware of my void, so I'm keeping that in mind. I will go with Nootbaar, under half a walk at plus 110. I like the price too much. I understand Nootbaar can see pitches, but Morton has not walked as many guys recently as you might think. And you're looking at Nootbaar, who has not had a walk in 8 of his last 9 games. He's also never walked against Morton in 5 plate appearances. Morton might throw a bunch of meatballs. That's fine. I actually encourage that in the situation. But I do think that Nootbaar's odds are way off here at plus 110. Give me the under on Nootbaar walks here at plus 110. Would have gone Nimmo for the run scored, but
and America.
I think he might not play. So I'm keeping that in mind. The Mets won without him over the weekend. So I am factoring that in too, but I did like the odds too much to pass up on. But give me Nootbaar for my best bet. Now it's time for the underdog entry for the show. We'll start off with the robot plays because I know we ended up skipping it. Do the robots like anything that we want to share for the underdog entry?
Yeah, let's look. So you guys want to, I can drop a cool hint that there's something cool coming with Rhythm on Wednesday. They're releasing, I'll tell you what it is. So they're doing power trends, which is basically it's the best insights from all the analytics and all the AI models that they have, the best within a given range. So like when something is priced between 100 and 120 and has this probability, it hits 85% of the time. It's basically like a model on a model. the best of the best is now a thing that's going to be released on Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. The things that they like here, and they have some stuff here, and sometimes the prices are a little bit higher, but it's because the ROI is still good. There's things that they agree with. I just can't get there on the price, but look, it likes, I'm willing to do this too, but they like Paddock over 3.5 strikeouts, which I do like.
Okay. He tends to go distance, so
he tends to do that. Oh, it also has in here that I definitely like Littell under 17.5 outs.
Okay. I mean, we think it's going to be a high-scoring game, so that makes sense.
We do. I mean, I think that for the purposes of what because we're gonna put this into our underdog entry, I think we should. I don't have a problem with us going after the. What do you want to do? You want to do Littell? You want to do Littell under outs, or do you want to do? They also have Garrett Crochet under 7.5 strikeouts, which is risky because it's the Brewers, but the Brewers haven't been K'ing things with Crochet. What do you? Yamamoto under 17.5 outs off the Sunday Night Baseball bye. I could do that.
I was going to ask though, what did you say the number was for Littell?
17.5.
So Littell only went 5 innings last time against the Astros, but he threw 103 pitches, which is actually his season high.
Okay, let's do
that.
And
that was the last start. So the issue with Littell, though, when it comes to is, of course, outs, the fact that he does pitch to contact a lot. So you might see a couple of quick counts, which could result in some quick innings. But the fact that he threw 100 for the first time this season, and he's pitching again in what's a pretty friendly hitter environment today in Steinbrenner Field, I think I'd rather go with the fade of Littell. 100-plus pitches, it's kind of back to our common theme. When you're looking at non-ace pitchers who throw 100, you tend to want to fade them next start, right? That's kind of how we go about it. So I don't mind the Littell angle here.
Yeah, let's do Littell then. It's also plus money.
Okay, plus money. That's a solid
plus
deal.
105.
Okay, there you go. So that will be the robot play of the day. Do you want to throw that underdog, or do you want to keep that separate?
No, let's throw it in underdog.
Okay, cool. So we'll go with that as our first choice for underdog, and I'll ask you if there's any other plays you want to include.
Okay, so first of all, the underdogs have been a little bit dry.
I think we keep losing by one pick, though, every time. Like, I feel like we're right there. We just lose by one every time.
Let me see. Okay, so I'm with you on Littell.
Okay.
Lower 17.5 outs.
Yeah.
I can tell you, by the way, everybody, the play that I'm going to be the bet I'm going to be doing for the home run for that moonshot thing is going to be Trevor Larnach. Littell gives up just so many home runs.
Doesn't he occasionally bat leadoff?
Maybe. But let's see. Okay, so another play that we would like for underdog. Let's go to. See what else we got here. I don't know. Was there stuff that jumped out at you that you liked or no?
Well, I see Helms mentioning in the actual live stream chat about Luis Matos to not record a hit at plus 104. By the way, to answer that, he's batting 154. I'm not going to stop you from fading a bad player.
No, I'm not either. Let's see.
Well, is there anything from the show you want to recycle, or do you want to just go for something completely clean?
No, I'd go for something. I want to go for something completely different.
Do you want to go with that Matos play?
Yeah, let's do it. We want to do something with the crowd.
Sure, why not?
Helms has been really good at those. He's been good at carrying the torch on the no hits.
We're a fan of crowd work on this show, so it's fine.
Yeah, we are lower. No, so it's the lower bases, and then I'd just gotten into digging through stuff. So if I look at, let me look at a hitter that might be pretty good today.
I was not sure if one of us would make the case for Crochet strikeouts today against Milwaukee. We ended up not doing it, but I didn't
like it. Is the thing, I like the under in the game, but I just don't like Crochet. I think Crochet is not as great as everybody makes him out to be. I think he gives up a lot of home runs. I think he walks guys. I think he labors through innings, and I don't think that there's that much of a difference sometimes between him and Aaron Nola. Okay. It was savage.
Tell us how you really feel.
Wait, who's pitching for Arizona today?
Arizona is using Nelson, who has not pitched that much distance since coming back from the IL.
Let's see. How is he against? Let's do O'Neal Cruz.
That was actually my home run pick for the show last night.
Yeah. Let's do O'Neal. You want to bomb this?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I mean, he hit one about 123 miles an hour yesterday, so that ball was roped.
Do you want to do? Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Let's go
so
for
this is a 13.89 multiplier. It's Luis Matos lower anything total bases.
Yep.
Zach Littell. The robot play is Zach Littell lower 17.5 pitching outs. And then do you want to do O'Neal Cruz total bases, or do you want to do his? I
mean, if we're trying to win, we should go for the bases. I see.
All right, let's go for the bases. Let's get back on the winning track. I may end up let's do the higher hits runs RBI over 1.5 hits runs RBIs. Okay. So it's 6.13 multiplier.
That's fine.
Okay, so Matos lower 0.5 total bases, Littell lower 17.5 pitching outs. That's a robot play, and O'Neal Cruz higher 1.5 hits runs RBIs.
And you said that was what price again? It was
6.13.
There you go. So either way, point is that's going to wrap it up for the actual show. We'll back once again for the prop show on Wednesday. Of course, we do have the show later today at around 5 p.m. Eastern for the preview of the Tuesday games on this show. Until next time, find me on Twitter, Rice Radio. Find him on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. And once again, enjoy your holiday. Good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.